welcome to my channel. My name is Abigail Ellington. I help people understand themselves, others, and the world for emotional healing and spiritual awakening. Today I'm going to share a fun story about my spontaneous enlightenment experience. So I'm still putting the pieces together of how this happened to me, but it was a really beautiful experience that I would say was slightly life-changing, and I wanted to share it with you guys today. So during one season of my life, this was really recent, like a couple of months ago, my spirit guides, they gave me a little leg up. They were like, you are about to go through major spiritual upgrades and you need to be very careful who you allow in your energy. And I had no idea what was to come when they told me this, but I was like, okay, good to know. And that is exactly what happened. For about 4 months of my life, I was upgrading extremely fast, transforming extremely fast, like psychic abilities awakening, energy healing abilities awakening, so many truths coming to the surface, me seeing the world in a completely different way. It was truly amazing. It was truly amazing. It was like the universe put me on this like roller coaster of ascension for 4 months of my life, which I suppose has to do with my life path. Who knows? But so I was undergoing all of this transformation, and it started out, I was in my car, I was driving around in my car, just going on a drive, and like it was a sunset, it was really beautiful, the sky was like pink and purple, and there was clouds, it was summertime, it was beautiful, and all of a sudden I kind of had this like download, like it was like I just knew something. If you know what a channeled message is, it was like I channeled something and I could feel this like shift in the planet. And it was almost like I was accessing a future timeline. Like I could feel what the 5D New Earth feels like. And if you don't know what that is, the 5D New Earth, we have entered the age of Aquarius out of the age of Pisces. And in the age of Aquarius, the planet ascends to the light. So the planet has been in like 27,000 years of darkness. And now we are moving into the light, to the 5D consciousness, which is like love, unity, peace consciousness. And so I could like feel this future timeline. And this isn't the first time I've gotten like snapshots into the future, but it was really intense. And so then I was like parked in my car and I was looking at the sky, and I don't know like what caused this or like how this happened so randomly, but it was like my consciousness raised so high that I could see love in everything so deeply. Like as I looked at the sky out my window, I just felt like I wanted to go outside. So I got out of my car, I was in like my neighborhood, there's like trees, it's summertime, and I was just like in awe of the sky. It's an indescribable feeling. Like I could just see the love in the sky, and not only the sky, but the houses, the sidewalk. I was looking at there was like this rainbow piece of paper for someone mowing lawns on the mailboxes. And I was looking at it, and everything had this energy of love. Like when I see this object right here, I just see an object. I could feel the loving God essence in every object. Like everything was God and love, and I could feel it and I could see it. And it was like the most beautiful experience I'd ever felt. I remember walking down the sidewalk and like just being in the most state of bliss and love, just looking at the sky, appreciating the beauty of everything, seeing the beauty in everything. And I remember sitting down on the dirt and just like sitting in this consciousness space. And another piece of this experience was that the mechanism of fear and anxiety in the mind, you know how when you think of something in the future and it's like an anxious thought, like what if a car comes while I'm crossing the road? And you kind of like, you can kind of see it in your mind. It's like the anxious thought is like a projection into the future. That part of consciousness did not exist for me. I had transcended the part of consciousness that causes fear and anxiety. It felt like space, like where anxiety would exist was just space. And that frame of mind that would cause anxiety or fear just wasn't there. Like I had, here's the cap, I had gone above it, and everything felt like love, everything looked like love, everything carried this light, this loving essence, and it was so deeply beautiful and transformative. And when my consciousness kind of like descended back down, I kind of had this realization. I was like, wow. I didn't actually name it as enlightenment at the time, but I know now it was. But I realized that like the level of consciousness that I was existing in, I was like, I could not do this around people. Like, this would not work around people. Like, in the current world, like at your job, I could never hold this level of consciousness, but I held it by myself. And there was one monk, I can't remember his name, but he had this quote that's like, if you want to know the key to enlightenment, stay away from people. And after having that experience, I know exactly what he meant when he said that. Because it's like, you cannot exist in the really high states of consciousness around really low states of consciousness. And from then on, my consciousness can go really high, depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm doing. Mostly, it's easier to do alone. It's easier to hold that state alone. I would say that through all the healing work I've done, I can access high states of love in the being almost all the time. Like, I don't know, I'm not like that all the I'm not, it flips and flops, it comes and goes, but I can experience this state of being where I just feel like my whole body feels like love, everything feels like love, and not as much as like seeing love and everything like that one experience, but just the being of like, I never knew that was possible, you know what I mean? I grew up being abused a lot, and like I've been through a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of loss in my life so far, and I never really when I was 15, I knew I really wanted to heal my trauma. Like, I would like learn all about spirituality and healing, and like my goal was like, I want to heal and open my third eye. I want to heal and have psychic abilities. And at 21 now, I've gotten there to the healing part, and I never knew that you could go so far with healing to where you can be in a state of pure bliss, completely sober, and it's really beautiful. But like I said, it's hard to hold the states of love and bliss around others because, you know, our consciousness is, my cat is laying on my crystal right now. He looks adorable. But it's hard to hold those states of consciousness around others. But yeah, it feels really nice to exist in these higher states, and like, I didn't even know that was possible. I didn't even know I could get there. I didn't even know. And yeah, so I've still been learning, like, kind of how did I do that? Like, what was I actually doing? Because whatever spiritual work I was doing at the time caused that experience, but I'm still putting the pieces together at like, how did I get there? And maybe how can I get there again? You know? So if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you have had a spontaneous enlightenment experience, drop it down below. I'd love to hear your stories, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!